Hi, this is Alan with Alan's Firearms and Guns Plus More, and today we have the Citadel 9mm 1911. Well, a lot of people say, well, why would you want a 1911 and 9mm? Up until today, I've never fired a 1911 9mm. I've never had a desire for that same reason. It's like, why? Well, I'll tell you, it was fun shooting it. It has very little kick with the 9mm rounds, and it's cool. You know, it's fun to shoot, and it's cheaper. Still don't know why I'd want it 9mm. I mean, personally, I wouldn't buy one, but I do now understand enjoyability some people would have shooting this firearm, especially if the 45 frightens them a little bit. And it does have a bigger bang, the 45, and it does have more recoil, though it's different. But this, I'll tell you, this really tames that 9mm. So I have nothing but praise for it. If you like it, buy it. Don't let someone talk you out of it. Don't let someone say, hey, why did you do it? I mean, I used to do that. I won't do it anymore. I promise. Okay, so let's first take the magazine out. It is a 10-round magazine or 9-round magazine. We check the chamber and magwell. This gun is safe and unloaded. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do the fine points here. I don't want to duplicate what I'm saying. But I'm going to show you the video of the shoot first. Then we'll go to the workbench, field strip it, clean it, lube it, and put it back together again. And I'll give you all the fine points. And I just got this in, so I don't even have a tag on the box yet. It comes with 2 magazines. Here's one of them. Here's the second. 9mm. These are not the original grips. These are cheap plastic grips. I have a feeling the guy took them off and kept the nice wood ones that it comes with. Because it does come with, all the Philippines Arms Company guns come with nice grips. Now, I know it's a Citadel. It's Legacy Sports. Legacy Sports is the name of the importer. This is actually made by Arms Corp in the Philippines and distributed by them. Philippines Arms Company in the Philippines, made on real Colt machinery. It says on the bottom here, Philippines. So, but it was made by the Philippines Arms Company, and that's not a put down. I like the stuff that the Philippines Arms Company makes. They make a great bunch of stuff. Their stuff is made on real Colt, the original Colt machinery that made the Series 70s. What is a Series 70 gun? It means it does not have a firing pin block in it. So is it dangerous if you drop it? It could be. Don't drop your gun. Okay, there's nothing in the chamber, nothing in the magwell, and we are ready to take apart this gun. Field strip it, clean it, lube it, and put it back together again. Let me first show you the sights on this particular one. Nothing fantastic or special. It is just plain McCormick sights. They're adjustable, but there's no white dots or anything on it. So I found it a little difficult to aim, only because I'm so used to using those dots as references, or lines, whatever. It has front striations and rear striations. It has an extended safety bar, and it's ambidextrous. It's on both sides. So whether you're right-handed or left-handed, it's easy to handle. This one's 9mm. It says so. How do you take this puppy apart? Like all 1911s. The first thing we want to do is we want to push this spring holder, the spring cover, down. So I'm going to do it with this piece of wood, because this has what they call a full-length guide rod. So this spring cover is kind of a little bit sharp on the edges. Somebody did use something hard to do it, because there's some little chips on there. So I'm going to push this down, and when I push this down, I'm just going to swing this cam over to this side. So it's going to go to the left, and then I'm just going to lift that You see what can happen. That just went flying across the room. I've taken these apart so many times, and that's the first time I've actually lost one of these caps. Of course, it's on camera because you're thinking about other things. Well, I'm going to leave that in the video to show you that it can happen to anybody. Then the cam, you turn and push it right through the springs to the other side. That allows you to actually now take the cam out. With the cam out, we can remove the spring. This spring only works in one direction, and I'll talk to you about that in a minute. Now, that's that full-length guide rod. But now all the pressure is off, so you can pull this back, and it's not going to go springing anywhere. You're going to line up. You see this little half moon circle right there? You're going to pull this back and put it over the notch of your slide release. Just like that. Okay? And I'm just going to look at it to make sure I have it in the right position. I do. And from the other side, you're just going to push that way. It'll lift it up, and then you can pull it right out. Now, it just slides apart that easy. Not hard to field strip a 1911. Now, of course, well, how do I get the barrel and stuff out? That's not hard. This comes out the rear. This little locking lug gets pushed forward, and then you can just slide the barrel right out the front. Now, you may have to push the barrel up with your thumb a little bit, and the reason is inside here are some cuts. There's two channels, and those two channels lock right into these two channels. These two uppers go into there. That's when the gun is closed. That's what locks the barrel in place, so you can get that nice accurate shot. When this drops and when the slide pulls back, this drops down and releases the barrel, so this can slide back. That's when you have some movement in the barrel. And that's for part of the system that reloads the firearm. Okay, so now what we need to do is take out some patches. I like to use strike hold. If you use strike hold, you don't need to oil your gun after you clean it. Strike hold works as a lubricant. But if you use regular gun cleaner, you will have to lube it. So at the end of me cleaning it, before I put it together, I will show you how to lube it in case you're using regular gun cleaner. Hope I made that clear, because I got a few people questioning me, why am I lubing a gun if I don't have to with strike hold? And I got a couple of people asking me, oh, if you use strike hold, you have to lube it? I thought I made myself pretty clear, but I guess I didn't, so that's my fault. Now I think I made it clear. So now I'm going to clean this. I like to use these wooden sticks because the wooden sticks will not mar your handgun. Okay, and I'm going to make sure I get those slots in there. Place the barrel locks into. See, it got a little dirt out of it. Just shot it today. Okay, now I'm going to take this and I'm going to slide it down the... Actually, I'm going to get a new one because these are... I'm about to clean the rail slots. Now, the rail slots are what the rails on the frame go into. So it's metal on metal. It slides back and forth on this. So you want to make sure, one, they're extremely clean, and two, they're lubricated. This is a place on the gun that actually needs lubrication. Because once these get dirty, that dirt's like sandpaper, and the more you use the gun, these slides get sloppier and sloppier, and you end up losing accuracy. Okay, so there's a good amount of dirt out of there. And now I'm going to do the battery. This is a really important place to clean. is the battery of the gun. That's the flat right in here that comes in contact with the back of the shell. Now, I'm going to make sure I get under the extractor because the extractor if you don't clean behind the extractor, eventually the extractor will fail. It will bind up with dirt, it will go over, around, and then you'll pull the slide. It'll leave a live worst case scenario, it will leave a live round in the gun, and when you pull the trigger, it'll go bang at an inopportune moment because you thought it was empty because you didn't look down the chamber. That's why we look down the chamber. Or you'll get a jam at the worst inopportune moment. So you don't want either to happen. You can see what I'm doing here. I'm just making sure I get all the places on the firearm clean. Back in here. Okay, so that's all nice and clean. We got the rails, the frame, we have the battery is nice and clean and shiny, and we have a dirty cloth. Okay. I'm going to spray some of this straight down the back of the barrel. I'm going to clean off okay, that's the ramp. This has got a nice wide ramp on it, so it'll take a lot of different types of ammo, but you want to make sure that's clean, top and bottom, because if that's not, that's another issue of jams. Okay. Spray some more strike hold of the barrel, wipe it down. Make sure those barrel lugs, lugs are clean, the locking lugs. Make sure this locking lug is clean. All the moving parts in the barrel. And then just to make sure that we got the inside, we're going to do this, clean the inside of the barrel. Okay, oh, look at all that dirt that came out of there. I'm going to give it another one. Okay, a lot of dirt in that barrel. I was shooting crappy ammo, so crappy ammo always makes it dirty. Leftover crap from a deal, you know. I get in ammo with guns, and I can't sell the stuff because it's in open boxes. I don't know if they're factory or reload, so I can't sell it legitimately to customers. And I'm going to make sure I get that chamber clean. Look at all that extra that came out of the chamber. Okay, so I want to make sure that's all clean. Let's get this full rail. This there, that's nice and clean. Get the spring. Get the spring cover. Get the cam inside and out. And now finally we work on the frame. So I'm going to wipe down the frame, get the slide rails, the frame rails clean, down the slot with my stick, across the top. Okay. Make sure I get the ramp inside here clean. Look at the ejector, make sure that's nice and clean. Front. Okay, I'm going to wipe down outside of this gun. And what's nice about Strike Hold is it does not damage plastics or polymers. Now, if you're using regular cleaner and it's a polymer gun, keep it off the grips and stuff. But this isn't polymer. This is an all-steel gun, so I don't even have to talk about that. And the last place I'm going to do right before we put it together is I'm going to go up and down inside the magazine well and make sure that's clean. Okay, I just want to get the trigger and the hammer. Okay, so now the whole handgun has been cleaned with, we've got this, with Strike Hold. Now, if you don't have Strike Hold, right now using Strike Hold, I can put this gun together again. Without Strike Hold, if you're using hops or one of the other cleaners, you need to put oil on the gun. 2 reasons. 1, you got to lubricate the areas that have metal on metal, and 2, you have to deactivate the cleaner. You need to wipe down your gun because cleaner will eventually, if you don't wipe that stuff off, eventually it'll eat up your finish on your gun depending on the finish, and your polymers depending on what grade polymer they used, or what type of polymer. Some do and some don't react to cleaners. Not all cleaners will hurt every polymer, but will hurt others. So let's see what we can do. We're going to take a cloth. This is only if you're using regular cleaner. 1, 2, 3 drops of oil. This gun uses very little lube. All guns, you don't want to over lubricate them. It just builds up gunk. So to oil it, you don't put any directly in. You just put some on a patch and slide it a cup up and down the slide rails. There's a sharp point in there. I'm going to have to check that out in the shop. Okay, up and down the slide rails. Okay, once you do that, you can put that aside. Well, actually, this is where after you do that, you can wipe down the rest of the inside of the gun. Anywhere where you touched it with cleaner, you have to wipe it down with oil. And you can see it's just enough on the cloth to shut it down. It's not a great deal of oil. Okay, so there we go. The barrel, wipe down the barrel with oil. Make sure you get these slots. Make sure you get this and this. Make sure you put oil down. And you guys do a better job than I'm doing with this gun. I'm just showing you how to do it. It doesn't need it. I used Strike Hold. Now, once you get to the frame, new 3 drops of oil, because you're going to first hit the areas that need lubrication. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, top of this, and inside here, 1, 2, 3. Wipe a little on there, back in here, and that's it. The gun is done with lubrication. Now I can just wipe down the rest of the gun because I want to turn the Strike Hold, I want to turn the cleaner off. So just wipe down the rest of the gun, the parts. Anywhere you put cleaner on the firearm. Okay. Okay, so let's put this puppy back together again. How do we do that? First thing we do is we take our barrel, putting this lug that goes down against the barrel for now, and we slide it in just like that. If the barrel was laying this way, the lug is up and it goes right into that little tunnel. Now we can lift the lug the other way. We drop the rail in, put that cut part. If you have this type, this goes through the front and down. If you don't, if you have the short part, you just slide the spring in. Now, how does the spring go in? There's two ends. There's a cut open end on the spring, and then there's a rolled over itself end where it's like closed. The closed end goes in first. Okay? Because this opened end, it's going to be protected inside the spring cover. So now we're going to slide our firearm, slide back on. We're going to slide that little crescent over that little square window we have there. We're going to move the barrel. You can see inside that hole. We're going to move it so that lock, the cam, you can see through it, and then you just drop this in here. It'll just so, there, it locks the barrel. Then what you can do is you can take a little screwdriver or something that won't mar the gun and push that little pin, it's called a detent, down. So you can get right past it and push it down. If you try to push it up against, and you'll hear a click in. If you try to push it against it and it can't go, and then you come down here and try to slide it up, you'll make what's called an idiot mark. That means anytime you see a mark underneath here, an idiot put the gun together. Now, spring goes on. We take our cam, and towards the right, the cam lock goes in, and then you can turn it all the way 90 degrees to this side, so we can put this cap on. We're going to push that cap down. I'm not going to use the stick because I'm better without it. Okay, now I push it down and move it over, and I get it locked on the lip, and then I can, because I use my whole thumb, then I get it like that, and I get it so it pops up. There we go. Okay, so now let's do a function check. You know what? I didn't show you how to clean a mag, so let's do that first. I'm going to take a cleaning cloth, and I'm going to go right underneath the feeding fingers, clean that, and then I'm going to go underneath them with oil, same way, using a stick. No one ever does that. They never show you how to clean those fingers, and that's an integral part of getting your gun working properly. These fingers feed your gun, so why wouldn't you think it's important? Okay, magazine in. We'll check magazine in. We're going to check, make sure it locks open. It does. We check slide release. It works perfectly. Let's check that safety. So I'm going to hold this safety down. That safety works. I'm going to put this down, and I'm going to pull the trigger. The other safety works. Now I'm going to hold both safeties now. Works. There we go. Shooting, field stripping, cleaning, and the basics about the 1911. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you. Like and subscribe. Oh, and by the way, my feelings on the shoot, a lot of fun shooting 9mm in a 1911. Personally, I like shooting the 45, but for years I wondered, why would someone want a gun this big and heavy in 9mm? Well, it's because the 9mm is a tough round to shoot in a small gun, and this one it's like shooting 22s. It's unbelievable. So I had a lot of fun, and my prejudice is gone about that now. So sometimes you just got to shoot something to like it, and I liked it. Thanks again. Like and subscribe. Thank you for joining me for the 9mm 1911 Citadel. And please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.